So today in SAP Tech, we will look at how to do IMG logging. Within the customizing chapter, what we are looking at is transaction RZ10, RZ11, and SCU3. The idea is to make sure that you can do the IMG logging setup required to make sure that every changes you do to customizing get logged. And to do this, you need two things. The log data changes needs to be activated in tables. This is by default normally the case for customizing table, but we can check this by going to SE11. And then the profile parameter called rec/client needs to be maintained with the value all, or with the value of your client that you want to for which you want to do the logging. So before starting any customizing activity, I really recommend to activate this logging. Go to RZ11 and check the value of the parameter. By default, it's off. The idea is to put it to all. And if it's not feasible in RZ11, it means you have to go yourself in RZ10 and modify the value. And in my case, I even have to create it. Once this is done, you need to restart the system. Make sure that the actual full instance is restarted. It's not just logging off from the SAP GUI. And once the change is made and the restart has occurred, you can go into a transaction that is SCU3. This transaction will allow you to do any check on specific objects. But what I recommend is really to use this the functionality by going into SPRO. Every time you go into SPRO and when you first go into the first screen, you can go into IMG logging, or in the menu, tools, then IMG logging, and then you get to choose analyze logs. Or what you can do, once you're in SPRO, you select with the mouse the structure node that you are working on, and then you go to the menu, go to, and then change logs. And this will display the same type of information. Or alternatively, again, you can still go to SPRO. Once you have selected your specific node text, you right-click on it, and then you say display. You select display change log. Even once you are inside this transaction, once you have clicked execute in a specific node, you can also still interrogate from the menu and say utilities change logs, and it will display again the same thing. So just a warning, in some cases, some changes made to customizing might not display in the logging. In doubt, try to use SC03 to check the specifics of an object and go into in-depth of what are the values inside this object. And if you can find it for the requested task, the transport request that you were doing the change against. And as I said before, just to make sure that the records, the logging is active for a table, go to SC11. Again, normally all the customizing tables should have this setting by default, but to check it, go to SC11, and in display technical settings, there is a button just in the menu, and go to the bottom of the screen, and it should display the checkbox under log data changes. So that should be what is by default for the tables. And RZ10 will be described in the video. So it's the way to add the actual recording / client parameter if it's not already there. I had to do it in my case. The RZ11 was not even displaying this parameter, so I had to create it. So the only thing you have to do is to put the parameter name and then the value. And if it's not all, it's the value of your client, SAP client. And that's the way it looks at once it's saved. So Now let's have a look to the video explains this.